Number 1. What is your name?
My name is Clive Staples Lewis.
Number 2. What is your name?
My name is Clive Staples Lewis.
Number 3. What is your name?
My name is Clive Staples Lewis.
Only one of these men is the real C.S. Lewis, and he is the only one sworn to tell the truth. And here's your host,
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tell the Truth. I'm your host, ALEC TRIBECA. Tonight we have a fabulous panel of guests. Our first guest this evening is Kevin Stephen from California, and he surfs for a living. Our second guest this evening is JIANYU, a silent monk from Jacksonville, Florida. And our third guest is Tony Sicily, 42, divorced, freshly single, and lives in a van down by the river. Welcome. Tonight, our three guests will be trying to determine which of these three individuals is the real C.S. Lewis. Let's get to our story. I was born in Belfast, Ireland. I was surrounded by books as a child and later grew up to be a professor at Oxford University. I served in the Great War and embraced atheism from a young age after the death of my mother, but ended up converting back to Christianity, largely due to the influences of my friends like J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm currently a writer and an apologist, but my growth and inspiration was born out of the struggles and experiences of my life. I also gave a series of radio addresses during World War II. However, the full picture of my life and faith did not fully sharpen until I lost my wife Joy to cancer. There are a few significant events of my life which lead me to write works of simple wisdom to share with others, such as A Grief Observed and Surprised by Joy. And now we turn to our panelists to ask their questions to discern which of these three Lewises is the real one.
My priest says you guys didn't believe in God for a while. What's up with that?
That's a good question. Growing up, I read a lot of books. I was very intellectual. So, I didn't really see the need for a God, So I was like, I don't think there is one, So, yeah, that's about it, I suppose.
Number 3.
Well, after my mother died, my father sent me away to boarding school, and my teacher, who I greatly respected, and he taught me a lot. He himself was an atheist, and he influenced me with much secular wisdom. And I think it was that reason that I chose that path of life and became an atheist as a young child.
Alright, so dude number 1, how the war affects you, man?
Well, I hated it.
Number 2?
Well, for me, it really started to make me care about things, and actually it really led to my conversion eventually. It really made me think about why I cared so much about my life and why I wanted to make it meaningful. And that's why I turned back to my childhood faith.
Number 3?
The injuries I suffered and the atrocities that I saw on that battlefield, it made me disenfranchised from the whole idea of everything, and I only found solace in studying, which then pushed me to become a professor of literature.
Okay, so JIANYU wants to know what was so significant about your close group of friends, man.
Like I said before, I have a lot of good memories with my friends. I remember we had a lot of good laughs. One memory in particular, we took a basket of pears and we just threw them against the wall. That was a hoot.
Well, I remember having deep conversations with my old friend Tolkien. During one of those conversations, I remember that he brought up the discussion of faith, and it sparked something in me, some intellectual curiosity that would drive me, reluctantly of course, but slowly, I would find myself more and more interested in discovering what it meant, and eventually leading to a conversion into faith and Christianity.
So, what happened to your wife, huh?
Well, she was American, as we know. So she did American things, got herself into a wee bit of trouble, and died.
Number 2?
Well, it was the cigarettes, of course. That'll do it to you. It's not something I like to dwell on very much, actually, and I would prefer not to go into too much detail in answering this question, but I know that I will see her again.
Number 3?
She had been ill for a long time, and that really led me to understand that God was experimenting with my faith and testing me. He knew that my faith was like a temple built out of cards, and the best thing for me was for it to be knocked down. I will always love her, and I'll see her in the next life.
And now it's time for our guests to vote.
I got my money on number 1. I mean, this guy's been through a war. He knows how it is. He gets it. I mean, I'd like to take him out to dinner and treat him some lasagna.
I'm kind of thinking it's number 2, man. He's got a really chill vibe, great energy. Love to go catch some waves with him. So yeah, number 2, man.
And now it's time to find out who is the real C.S. Lewis. Will the real C.S. Lewis please stand up?
I never know why you don't know how to tell the truth. You don't know how to tell the truth. Yeah!
Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations to our winners. Have a great evening. We'll see you next week.
You're telling a lie. I never know why you don't know how.